unconscious bias is based on our natural behavioural instincts of how we grow up, how we're taught, how we learn. So everyone is biased, everyone has a conscious bias. I think for me it's more around understanding your biases and understanding how biased you are.
Unconscious bias by definition is unconscious, so it's actually always going to be very difficult. People have to want to know, and they really have to invite, I think, people to point out things that they won't notice for themselves. Those are very difficult things to do.
On an individual level, it all comes down to, really understanding your own biases. It's hard and sometimes it creeps in, but awareness around it is probably the one key thing that you can do as an individual.
There are a number of things that we can do to tackle the problem. I think it's important to see this as a whole piece of organisational change. It does take quite a while to get the changes that we need to see in the workplace, but if we take this at a very, very simple level, make sure that all of your hiring managers, at the very least, have gone through some unconscious bias training. It's not the answer to everything, but the recruitment people are the gatekeepers to the people who actually come into our businesses. So making sure that they're trained in their biases to make sure that they are as open-minded as they possibly can be when they're recruiting people.
Adland's got a fantastic array of creatives who come up with major, big ideas. And I think that if Adland could get a diverse group of people together to talk about ideas, and not just diverse groups in the creative industries, but drawing from science, drawing from sociology, drawing from psychology, drawing from all different disciplines and getting them together to actually inform and talk about how they would like their adverts to go out there and to be disseminated in the world. I think that Adland can actually create massive, big social impact ideas by using diverse thinking.
Today at Campaign Underground I was talking about how transgender people have always been represented in the media, both in advertising and entertainment, as the butt of the joke. And quite frankly, the journey that we have to go on before we can come out is so painful and so difficult that it's doing a great disservice to so many people. So I was just trying to give people a different perspective, try and break some of those perceptions and give them a new way of possibly framing trans people in their representations.
Marketing campaigns are obviously also affected by the way we think and the way we make decisions. If you have unconscious bias, you will make certain decisions. If you're not aware that the decisions you make will disrespect a certain group or be offensive, then that's a problem. It's a commercial problem, because that group probably won't, like your product as much as if you were more sensitive to that. So that's why it's so important to make your biases, to be aware of your biases so that you can make better decisions.
It's daily things that you need to put in place. It's things that's like making your team aware, it's making yourself aware, and it's also about making your client aware, because if people aren't talking about it and thinking about it and it's not front of mind, then biases are there and they're going to creep in, but it's about just opening up that conversation. So yeah, daily reminders, it's a long-term journey. It's not a, let's do some training and it's done. It's steps every single day to make it work and make it effective.